Hello, everybody, and welcome to another show of Toffee Bluecast. This is the pre-match for Everton versus Wolves. Yes, we have another game, and thank God we have, because my head is still spilled on that last game, I tell you. Paul on the show with me. What we do to anyone new is we go through both teams' form. Then we get you involved. We want your lineup prediction, what lineup you want, and we get you involved again. Yes, we're massively interactive with you listeners. We get you involved again at the end with score prediction. This will be live now on Twitter. We pay so it can be live on Twitter. And you can comment from Twitter. If you're literally on Twitter and you comment on your phone, it can come over or on your computer. And we get your comments and can interact with you from Twitter. The link is there. If you do want to press the link, you can come over to YouTube. And because YouTube is our main thing, we've got more regular Everton fans in the YouTube that you'll probably make friends with and chat to throughout the show. So, yeah, do get involved. And this is big. This is big. We need to get back on track, I feel like we've massively had a big blunder that last game, and we need to pick ourselves back up. Paul, how are we doing? Because I'll probably put you down that last match reaction, even though you were trying to lift me up.
You weren't at your most positive. Must be January.
No.
Must be January. But no, I'm feeling all right. And I think we'll everyone will be more positive by the end of this show, I think.
Liam says, just watch Dan's dart. Yeah, well, I did say my darts song would be the Spice Girls. And Lulu did do a video. She created it and all that, and it was pretty cool. But, I thought, you know what? I'm going to actually put a dance to this Spice Girls song. So I did my darts dance to the Spice Girls. And I think I actually thought, even though I'm not that good at darts, that dance just should make me a professional. It's just an entrance song that we need in darts. But it was, thanks for saying it was funny. I'll tell you something else that's pretty funny. Guess what?
Yeah.
What I've been doing probably an hour just before this show. An hour before this show, I have actually, because it's snowing where I am, Whitby Way, I have actually been, here we go, let's put it on. This is what I've been doing about an hour ago. So I went even further. Then I thought, you know what? That wasn't high enough. I went even further, Paul. Why
would you do that?
And what you can't actually see there is my mouth is full of snow. It doesn't look as brutal as it is, but if you actually see the TikTok video of me actually with a selfie stick on my face, I've literally got a snowball in my mouth. But yeah, we went sledging, which was pretty cool with the kids earlier on, an hour ago. Brutal videos, those, boy, aren't they?
They're brilliant, mate. They are. Head first next time.
Well, do you know what the funny thing is? Like, I didn't show this one because if I show the video from TikTok, YouTube get arsy about TikTok videos. But the video on YouTube, Leeson went down. Of course, Leeson was the one that decided to jump off it halfway through, still going at speed, and did about 10 roly-polies. And he was the one that actually did fall pretty brutal, Leeson did. He was okay, but he did about 100 roly-polies. Yeah. So he was the one that fell, no surprise. So someone did fall. I know you was probably watching me, wishing it was me then. But Leeson was the one that fell. So that might cheer you up, people. You know what I mean? Bit of sledging.
All fun in the snow.
Bit of sledging. Right, well, let's get stuck into this then, right? Let's get stuck into this. All your comments coming in, even Emma, even Peter, even Pawsey. Yes, Pawsey, I love you. Loads of people in the comments. Do get involved. We will try. If we miss... We had a freeze. Both of us, yeah.
Don't know why.
But what have you got on the forms of both teams then, Paul?
Well, let's have a little look, shall we? So this is Wolves. So as you can tell, they've not had the best until recently, where they get a draw away against United. You know, winning at United's not for everybody. But then, I mean, someone asked Moyes, Wolves a danger, and what he should have said is ask West Ham, because they absolutely got mullered 3-0. So they are on the up compared to all that red that they've had pretty much all season. So they're buoyant, they're optimistic. They're probably, they are without doubt in their best confidence of the season so far.
Yeah. Well, I hate it. It reminds me of the last game. Pretty sure Brentford. I mean, I know Brentford have been doing well this season, but they've had a bit of bad form, and then the last 3 games they've played well. Pretty sure it's here. I know it's lost, but the fact that they've drew against Man U, which doesn't say much, but still they drew against Man U, and then they actually got a big result. That was a big result for Wolves against West Ham, because West Ham are a team that needed to win that to try and stay up. So that was a massive game for West Ham, and to beat them 3-0 when it was a relegation battle game, who's probably going to stay up, was a massive result. They've obviously got a bit about them now to beat West Ham 3-0.
Well, I mean,
I know people.
Although I think West Ham are still currently beating Forest 1-0. If it's different, let me know in the comments. But West Ham are on their arse really at the moment. So it is very much a basement battle between 4 teams, including those 3 teams, and obviously Forest and Burnley involved. So they might see the other sides being as bad as they are and get a bit of confidence about it. I think there's still a ever so slight chance of them getting out of it, but they would obviously need a run of wins, and we don't want that run to continue tomorrow night. That would be bad.
Wolves, though, we'll look at both teams probably, and you might have Wolves lineup, but they have got some good players. Like, they have got some decent attacking players. I do think they're struggling as a team. But I'm not looking at them thinking, you know what, they've got championship players and they're awful, because I think they have got some players that can give you a game if they're on it. The striker, there's been links. I don't think we'll get him. In the comments there, it says, did you watch the press conference? Moy says we've got more chance of not signing someone than signing someone. So I don't think we'll be getting the Lawson, but
I don't think he wanted to stick his neck out. He said maybe at the moment it's more unlikely, but he didn't. I think the reason, and he kept reiterating it, he didn't want to say, yes, we're going to sign someone, and then us not sign someone. So I think he's open to signing people. We're always looking, but there's not a clamour for it. And he said something about the owners and our guys in charge of the cash. He was saying there won't be any quick fixes, which I don't mind. I don't mind there not being any quick fixes. If we're in bother, then we should have seen it coming. So it's not too bad a thing if we don't actually sign someone in this window. It would be ideal if we did, but we've got people coming back from injury. We've got people coming back from AFCON. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, and don't expect more than one. If we got one, fine, but I'd be surprised if we even got one, to be honest.
Abbo says here, but we're desperate for signings. I don't understand. I agree with you. I think we do need a couple of signings, but maybe that we did bring in quite a few players at the start of the season, which we more than what we thought, because I think a lot of us was happy with it. Maybe we ain't got many more.
No, well,
maybe
I mean,
is like we're on the line, Paul.
Well, if you think about who we've got, who will eventually come back, and Harrison Armstrong has just come back. 2 lads from AFCON. So Harrison, Garnegay, Endai, Dewsbury Hall, Branthwaite. There's 5 big uns. And I'm pretty sure I've missed someone as well. But there's 5 people coming back into the fold over the course of January start of February, hopefully.
Yeah, that is the thing. We are going to get players back from AFCON. But then they said to Moyes, they said, Moyes, when do you want your signings? Do you think they'll come on late on? And Moyes said, if I was to get signings, I'd want them now because getting them later on, I've got my players back from AFCON anyway, so I don't need them as much anyway then. So Moyes is saying if he was to bring players in, he wants the players now to help us through this patch where we desperately do need players. Bringing them in when we've got Njai back, probably Dewsbury Hall back, and Brampwaite could just have them sitting on the bench. So if we are to bring someone in early, would help David Moyes now because let's face it, we're missing out on points. We could have done better against Brentford if we had better players.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But he said he was talking about it being a gradual process. It's not going to be a Chelsea, Man City throw in literally hundreds of millions of pounds, at new players in a scattergun approach, which we've done before to a slightly lesser extent, and that's not worked for us at all. So I understand it being a gradual process, and people have just got to be patient. We're going in the right direction. Don't expect us to go from towards the bottom of the table all the way up there straight away, and then get our arses bit, which is basically what's happened to Forest. They took a chance in buying an awful lot of players, and they had a really good season. Obviously, got in Europe, and that's come back and really bitten them in the arse because they're nowhere near the side that they were last year at all.
I was just going to say that Julia always normally asks people before she goes into the interview, which she went into the interview today. She asks people, like the fans, what questions would they want asking, and often she tries to ask what we ask, but obviously she can only pick a few out. But today I've been out and I really wanted to ask her to ask David Moyes about Grealish, which no one's asking about Grealish playing in the number 10. And it's not getting asked. And in my head, I said to myself, make sure you ask her to ask that because nobody's asking it in the press conference. It's a question that hasn't been asked. Do you think that Grealish would be effective in the number 10 with him looking so creative on the left? That's what question I would ask. Is there any chance of you playing him in the 10, David Moyes? That is what question I want to. A lot of Julia does ask the questions that we want, and that they are more risky because they can pee David Moyes off, but they are better questions because a lot of the other people that are asking questions are just like asking stuff that we don't even want to know. Like, do you think such and such are playing well? Yeah, we already know that. Do you think this? We already know that. They're not even asking questions that we want to know. I want questions asked, stuff that we actually want to know. Like, we haven't talked about whether Moyes would actually play Grealish in the 10. I think it was Julia that asked about today. She asked, would you play Beto? And someone asked, would you play the two strikers? Yeah. And Moyes said he did it out of desperation. It's not something he'd probably do. So they're the questions I want to know because then I know that Moyes probably won't.
Yeah, no, I get it. And we've spouted on about Jack being in the 10 for a while just to give him a little bit more freedom. But I suppose with him getting 2 more assists from that left-hand side, Moyes
one was the right though, Paul. Well, when I put a video up of on Twitter, I put a video up and the reason I was talking about the Grealish and the number 10
it was on the right. I apologize.
In the comments, continuously people were saying Grealish in the 10, Grealish in the 10, Grealish in the 10. And then one person even said the goal from Grealish come when he drifted from the right and then moved into the 10 position and crossed it from the right to Barry. And they were saying that made them think of him being in the 10. So I get it. He's moved, one of his assists come from the right and was in the number 10 position. Yeah. So I could see Grealish playing that position. And I'd like Grealish. I think if Grealish was behind the striker, because Grealish isn't always wanting to score, I think he'd feed your striker good. I could see whether it's Beto or Barry, I could see Grealish slipping him in. I'd just like to see him in the 10. I don't think we've seen that yet properly.
Yeah. No, I agree, and it might happen, but I think it would only happen out of desperation, possibly. But he was he was fairly positive. Thing is, he's a seasoned pro. I'm like one or two people have said in the comments. You're not going to get a great deal out of Moyes in terms of giving away where he's going to play people or stuff like that. Basically, from the press conferences, you'll get who's injured, who's likely to go maybe out on loan and stuff like that. And in praising one or two players, you're not going to get a great deal, to be fair. So, and that's despite, the great questions some people ask, like Julia does.
Yeah, there's some good. Emma says, "I wish they'd ask if Jake O'Brien was the thing of him playing right back would be stopped, and whether he's got a good chance of playing a set." Another question as well. Yeah, good questions. Definitely think they should get put to Moyes, but I think we kind of know the answers ourselves a little bit. My question about Jack Grealish, I think Moyes would moan about him playing in the 10. Your question about Jake O'Brien playing right back, I think Moyes would say he wants him to play right back at the minute. But who knows? We're going to ask these questions.
No, probably. Shall I show you? Let's touch on it. This is our form, if you like, if I can find the flaming things.
Got a squeaky chair.
You have got a squeaky chair.
Yeah, I know. I was going to. I put something under it as well.
I won't show you our form because we know a lot about that. I'll show you head to head, basically, between us and Wolves over recent seasons. Obviously, the last one did not go quite well. The FL Cup 2-0. That was one of those very frustrating evenings. But obviously, it was good in the league the week before that. Dewsbury Hall gets a cracking goal as well. And before that, we've not had the best of runs against them. We did beat them 2024 December 4-0. That was a good one. I think that was 2 goals by their centre back. But before that, they beat us 3-0. We lost 1-0 at home, 1-1, lost 2-1 at home. So it's been a mixed bag. Let's put it that way. You've got to be up for the fight, though. We can't have, say, a 70-minute period like we did the other day, against this lot, because they're fighting for their status, and I think they've just got a taste of confidence and success in getting their win. So we've got to make sure that does not continue, and make sure we're doing our jobs right. Mute, Dan.
Yeah, it's a pre-match for a different game, and I don't like going back to the last game. And I was literally going to put a video off on the Toffee Bluecast TikTok of a picture of the goal, the second goal, I think it was, of the corner, because when you actually look at the corner that we conceded, it makes you even angrier. I don't want to go back to that because I feel we've got to move on from it. But what I am just going to say is, because it's linked to this game, I think that we need to be doing the
sorry,
what's that New Zealand thing do Paul? The
hacker.
We need to be doing the hacker before corners or something to wake us up. Do you know what I mean? Or slapping each other around the faces before corners.
It worked against Man U. It worked against Man U. We're going to start slapping each other in the face.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Because on corners, right, we've conceded from corners at home. So what we need to do is we need to do something where you say to each other, we concede from corners, let's make sure we don't. That's what you need to do, and wake up, all slap. Because I can't believe that he was left free, a centre-back, which I'm not going to talk about how many centre-backs have scored at our new stadium, but I'm telling you something. We need to do something on corners where we wake up, because it's ridiculous. And the picture that I was going to show you, probably get it on my phone, but it's just like zonal marking, Paul, and it's really bad. It is really, really bad.
Yeah.
Did you see a lot of people talk about it after?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few stages of this. It happened against Spurs, and I think there was a goal against Newcastle as well, where we've got the zonal thing going on, but they overloaded the near post, or they overloaded the back post. I can't remember which, and we had people literally marking no one because it's zonal. You're just going to stay in that space. But then if they throw 3-4 people around one particular area, then you're outnumbered straight away. That's the downside. You're almost banking on their corner taker not being able to hit it accurate enough, and they obviously were accurate enough, Newcastle and Spurs.
Yeah, it is something frustrating that does my head in, and we have got to be better on it. We really have got to be better, because it's just continuously happening. That's what's worrying me, Paul. And this is another home game, and it seems like we don't do it away, which is really weird. Like, we don't do it away, and it needs to be identified. Can you believe that David Moyes is not identifying this corner thing? Because surely it's something that boils. Listening to David Moyes, just make that go. Listen to David Moyes after the game.
Turn your sound down or mute or.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute it. Don't worry. It should be muted. Can't hear it now. Anyway, can you?
No.
Yeah. So I just listened to David Moyes after the game. He was fuming, wasn't he?
No, why?
And I can't say. I would presume that it is something that he wouldn't leave. Here we go. Sorry. I had to show it you. I had it in my head, and I had to show it you. So I'm putting it on now, literally uploading it on my phone. That's why that popped up with that cracking sound that probably blew your ears off. So sorry, people. But you know what I'm like. I'm particularly, and I like Everton to do well. So I feel like it's something that needs to get looked at. Like, that was the goal, Paul.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. That perfect example. I mean,
that's why I had to show you. You can see why I had to show you that now.
As well. Yeah. I mean, none of that is great. I hope they had a look at that, because that was awful. If you sort of look, I mean, Tarkowski is in front of the guy who's pushing Pickford around. You've got 22, I think, who's going to come in, and he's the guy who scores. Irabunum 42 there's got a man in front of him, and you've got arguably our two tallest players in Keane and Jake O'Brien at the back.
Doing nothing. Yeah. Zonal marking.
And we've got 3 against. It looks as though we've got 3 against 4 at the near post. I mean, I don't think any of that can be positive, really. You know, and obviously Brentford have looked at that, and that's no mistake. You don't put if you're just doing it willy-nilly, then you wouldn't be putting all of your players at the near post, and that's exactly what Brentford have done. There's one person, is in the middle of the goal next to Irabunum, or the guy next to Pickford. No one's at the back post at all. They've identified that.
This is why you're probably thinking, what the heck is he doing trying to upload this and all that lot? But this is why I had to show this, because we did it against Newcastle, and you could have put another picture up very similar to this at Newcastle, where we left the centre-back foot ahead. We did it against Newcastle twice, yeah. Then we went and did it. We did it. Who did we do it against after that, where the centre-back scored as well?
Newcastle's
Tottenham. Against Tottenham. Yeah. So Newcastle and Tottenham, we've done the same thing. And I left it a little bit, Paul, and I'm thinking, you know what? It'll get sorted. But I have to highlight it, because this is even worse. Like, this game, like, you've got Jake O'Brien back post. He's doing nothing. You've got Keane there. He's doing nothing. You've got Pickford. He's not going to come out and even try and punch the ball anymore. He's bricking it on corners. I love Pickford, but this is his weakness. Let's just not beat around the bush. This is his weakness. He's not even going to come out and try and save anyone. You've got Beto and Barry on here, by the way, and they're both front post. Now, Tarkowski 6'2", Keane 6'2", Jake O'Brien 6'6", Beto 6 foot probably 3, Barry 6'6". You look at the big players they've got in the box. I think it's Collins there, is it, that scored from or something like that? 22.
I think Collins is 22. Yeah, and he just drifts in. He's not marked. He just drifts
free.
in. Literally, no one's on him.
He's not marked, and you've got to. If you are going to do zonal, fair enough, but pull a few players back on the players that you think are going to score for them. And for me, I know he was the player that would probably score, the centre back. Like I say, we've done it with the Spurs centre back. We've done it with the Newcastle centre back. Why we're leaving centre backs, I don't know. I know this is about last game and we shouldn't dwell on it, but maybe we should dwell on it because it shouldn't get left. And Moyes is peeing me off now that he's leaving this because I'm not joking. When you've gone 1-0, Paul, and you concede this goal, it's game over. This goal is. It kills the game off. And why are we doing it at home? I don't know. We've got to. Something needs to be done, and it's not being done, and that's what worries me. And if you asked me after Tottenham, I would have said after Newcastle, or Tottenham. I think the first one, has anything been done about it? I'd say, yeah, of course. Moyes wouldn't leave that. Then you watch us against Newcastle, and you're like, same thing. And then you've just watched this game as well, and you think same thing again. And I'm thinking, why is it not getting sorted out? Surely Moyes should be turning his head at this because I am. It's too easy to be gifted a goal. You can't be unchallenged. And it's a. By the way, it's a cracking corner. Someone in the comments will say, "Yeah, but Danny, it was a cracking corner." I don't mind if he scores and he's getting challenged, but the fact he's not getting challenged, by the way, really did pee me.
No, and it's a free. And
that
it's
will
a
be
free
on
header.
that.
Yeah,
it's just too easy for me.
It's a good delivery. It's a good delivery, but it's a free header.
I think he finds it harder if he's got a player in front of him, Paul, to score that goal, doesn't he? And that's what frustrates me. I know for a fact if he's jumping up and a player's jumping up as well to win the same header, it makes him think twice about where he's going to put it. It makes the header, I'd say, 60% less chance of scoring. A lot less chance of scoring if he actually gets challenged.
The thing is there. I mean, I think it's Beto who's the closest to the ball. That's a fine position. He's in front of 7. 7's not going to be getting the ball. If it's any part of a bad corner, then Beto's going to be able to clear that. All right. You have one guy behind 7. At the moment, we've got 2. You've then got one guy in front of 18. You've got no one behind 18. And that's the space that 22 goes into. You got Roll, who's on Thiago, number 9 there, and holding him off. That's fine.
Roll's good at heading the ball as well.
When you've got Keenan O'Brien, who are 5 to 10 yards away from the nearest Brentford player, and no one's behind them, no one's sort of anywhere in their area, then surely you would spot the danger and deal with the danger. And the danger at the moment there is that we're overloaded at the near post. Tarks is dealing with the guy in front of Pickford. So straight away you can see 22. You go straight away you can see 18, who's just off the shoulder. So at least one of Keane or O'Brien, you move across, you move over, simple, and that way that blocks that space. And we did not do that. On a corner, you've got to be thinking to yourself, I need to be making sure that I'm doing something. If I'm in a situation where I'm not effective and I'm not even helping, I might as well move myself to help. That's what you would think in your head. So you look at O'Brien and you look at Keane, and you think if the ball's crossed and it goes to Keane or O'Brien, it's only going to go out for a throw-in. So for me personally, if I was Keane or O'Brien, I'd at least say one of them maybe say push over and crack on because there's 4 players ahead of there. Push over. Get into that, go to the danger spot and do something to help that situation. Now, if I was Jacob Brown, I'd say, Keane, push on. I've got this. If it's back post, it's me and nobody else, really. So I'd say, push on, Keane. Go into that spot. If anything goes front post where those 4 players are, just go for it. Or push on to number 22, which Jacob Bryan could probably see there that he is free. So it's frustrating. When someone's on a keeper, I don't get this either. When someone's on a keeper, Tarkowski doesn't even need to be there because often you're going to get a free kick anyway if that player does anything majorly to the keeper. So I'd just leave the player on the keeper. I see so many people trying to push him away from the keeper.
Just let Pickford get the foul. That's me personally. Some people might disagree, but I just think, you know what? On VAR, if someone does something to Pickford, they'll look at VAR and they'll say it's a foul. So I'd just if that attacking player wants to put a foul on Pickford, I'd leave him and just let it be. And Tarkowski, I'd rather Tarkowski be out there. People might think different on that, but I just don't get this, like, try and stop the player from fouling the keeper. Just let the player foul the keeper and then you'll get a free kick.
Yeah. I mean, I know Pickford's not the tallest, but he can command an area. But one thing that the opposition have decided to do or spotted as a weakness is Pickford struggles to get above and across people in front of him. Do you know what I mean? So first of all, that's why that guy is pushing Pickford back, because he doesn't want Pickford to be able to come across the 22 and 18 and get a push in there. So that's his job to do that. So Tark should actually be in between Pickford and the guy who's pushing him for a start off instead of next to him. And then Pickford, because they're overloading that near post as well, it's going to be hard for Pickford to get over that. But you've just got to be stronger and wiser and spot the danger. And we really did not do any of that at all. Yeah, blame Afcon.
I mean, we will come to an end on this because don't want to dwell on the bad, but we do want to point out the bad and improve before this game. And I hope anyone's listening on this. I don't know. Obviously, the players might not, but you never know. Moisey might be listening. But I'd like to think that the switch on. Please just switch on. Say to yourselves, Moyes surely should have said that goal was pathetic because Moyes was fuming with it. So surely these players, when we get a corner against us, need to bloody wake up and pull your socks up on corners because that was pathetic. It really was pathetic. It needs to be sorted out. And I can't believe it's been going on. Newcastle, Spurs, and still going on now against Brentford. With the size of our players, we should be able to defend corners, honestly. We've got units in there. We have got big players in there. It should be our strength. Shouldn't be happening. Right. That's my rant on that anyway. And I feel it needed to be said. And I hope Moyes is listening and he's thinking, you know what? You're right, Dan. I've been letting this go on too long. I'm going to do something about this and tell them to bloody wake up on these corners. I don't want to see another corner conceded like that. It's pathetic. Right. Anyway, we've got Wolves now. You just put the form up, our form up. Is it line-up time, Paul?
It's line-up time. So
get your line-ups in, people.
Let us know your line-up.
We want to hear your line. I feel a lot of you will want to give a line-up now because there's a lot of problems and a lot of movements. The stuff that it's not a line-up that picks itself. Let's just say that. So I think that there could be a lot of. Shall I put my line-up?
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do first. Is I'll throw that on. That is supposedly the people. It's more for their side, I suppose, and as recognising who's not playing from their side because we generally know ours. But those 5 lads obviously are still out of whack, and Alcaraz as well. Actually, is not on that list, but he should be because he's not available either.
Bit gutted he's missing because I feel like this would have been his chance, to try and put his name. I know he hadn't been playing well with the chance that he's had a little bit, but I still feel he could prove himself.
Yeah, and the thing is, 3 games, 7 days, 6 days. You need your bodies. You really do need your bodies. So, we're playing bottom of the league and then we're playing FA Cup, and I don't want him to put a weakened side out for FA Cup. I really don't. But he will rotate. He will rotate people. It's inevitable.
Yeah, he has to, yeah.
It's inevitable.
I think he's left no choice.
So it's up to you, mate. You can throw yours on, or what I can do is I can put on what Flash Score reckon Wolves have got.
I'll put mine on first. And then you put Flash on and tell me what yours would be from Flash. The reason being is because mine is that random, Paul. I want to show it straight away.
That's fine.
I really do like what I've gone here. I believe in this. I really do believe. I've took this lineup very seriously because I feel like there was a lot of issues last game. A lot of issues. So I've really took this lineup seriously, and I know I'm going to get grilled. So I've got to show it before they actually give probably the sensible lineup that you're going to give. Here we go. This is my lineup, people. Get your lineups in the comments and we'll look at yours. I'm interested in what you're going to say on it, Paul.
interesting. You dropping
I'm
Barry.
really interested. What's that?
Well, you not only are you dropping Barry, you're dropping Dibbling.
Yeah.
You're dropping McNeil.
Yeah.
And you're dropping Keane.
Yeah. Yeah, I have, yeah. I've dropped Michael Keane because I think, although Tarkowski was awful and Michael Keane was awful, both of them, I think that we did see Jake O'Brien and Tarkowski play well together. So I am letting that happen. We used it against Forest. It played well. Patterson against Forest, I feel played well. It's got to that point where, for me now, where I feel really harsh to keep knocking Jake O'Brien as a right back when he's not a right back. I want to give him a chance centre back. I think that we lack speed. Wolves have got some fast players, you know. They've got some fast strikers. And playing too slow again, like we did last game, scares me a little bit. So what I've done is I've gone what we did against. So people can't come at me too much because we actually played that defence against Forest and we won, and they defended really well. So if you want to come at me, I'm just saying we beat Forest with that defence. Centre midfield. My big problem was I don't want to play Erabunum centre midfield. I know he played 2-3 good games, but last game was awful. And I want to make him pay for that. I don't want to give him another chance after that. I want to say, you play that again, you're not playing at all. So I've gone Armstrong. Now, I wanted to play Armstrong and James Garner, Paul, but I want Garner higher because Beto and Barry, who normally plays striker, says he likes Garner playing higher. I think Grealish likes linking up with James Garner. And Merlin Roll in the 10 hasn't done it for me, Paul. So I think Merlin Roll on the ball a bit deeper with Armstrong. They could be quite tidy. Do you know what I mean? Starting the game on the ball, passing it about. Now, I've moved Grealish into the 10 because everyone's been asking for it. And I'd like to see it as well. I've gone for Asnu on left wing, the invincible player that no one knows about. Because, first of all, I don't want to play McNeil left wing because he's not been playing good enough for me and he can't take players on. I need a left winger that's going to take players on if I'm going to play Grealish in the 10. Now, some people were saying, why aren't you playing Diblin? I wasn't that impressed with him last game. And if you don't play well for him, you get dropped. There's a couple of times where he ran and just passed it back. I want you to run and take players on. So I'd give Asnu a chance. Diblin, when you come on next time, take your chance, mate, because you didn't play that well for me last game. You're running into players, not past players. You're meant to be more skillful than that. So that's my reason behind that. And then the last thing, but not least, is I've gone Beto up top because when he come on, I thought it was a fantastic goal that he scored. I think his confidence will be up. And I think Grealish might think, you know what, if I cross it into Beto, he might do what he did last time and head it in from nearly outside the box. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. I haven't got a problem with Barry, by the way. And it was very close to play Beto or Barry, Paul, because I do feel that it's a case of, do you want Beto to ruffle the centre-backs up or do you feel that their centre-backs are slow and you want Barry for his speed? So I went for Beto to ruffle them up a little bit. So that's me. I've really thought into that, as you can probably tell when I'm talking about it. And I don't think Moyes will do it in a million years, but I do think it would be effective.
It's there's a lot to dissect just because of changes, to be fair. I mean, it depends on, it's all about where you think Garner should go. It's often the question, should he go right back? Should he go in the middle of midfield? And there you've got him higher up the pitch.
I think he'll help Patterson out as well, Paul. I was thinking that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a little bit worried about playing Patterson right back, and I think Patterson and Garner are good mates, and they'll pass it with each other pretty good down that side.
Yeah, I mean, potentially, and you know, Garner's had. I remember Garner scoring a few goals from outside the box, so yeah. I'm absolutely in favour of him sort of being higher up the pitch. But whether he takes that role in a wide position, I'm not too sure, to be fair. I never in a million years is Asnu going to start left wing. it just would not happen. I think the only way that would happen is if Grealish and McNeil and anyone with a left foot was injured. That would be the only reason for me. And we've not seen enough of him at all. And one of Wolves' strengths, if you can call them strengths, tends to be their fullbacks. They do tend to bomb up and down the line. So I would like people who are properly adept on doing stuff with the ball in our wide positions, because we need to keep their fullbacks.
That's what got me a little bit, Paul, is I don't think McNeil's going to unsettle people when I play him left wing. That's why I did put Asnu. I didn't majorly want to put Asnu there, by the way. We are down to nuts and crannies here, but I didn't want to put. I really wanted to play Greece in the 10, but I'm struggling. By the way, I didn't want to put Garner as centre on the right either, but I don't think Armstrong or Merlin Roll could play on that right. So it was hard. And one thing I will say is Moyes has got a hard job at the minute. And I think this is why we probably do need to get a few players in January. I understand we might get players back, but we might get players injured this season as well. And that's not the best squad for Moyes to have at the minute.
No, but I mean, I suppose from there you've got a strong bench. Maybe. You've got Keane on the bench, you've got Diblin, you've got McNeil, you've got Barry, you've got a Rubenham. So your bench is pretty strong, so I'll give you that. Which means that you can change the game if it doesn't work out.
What would yours be then, Paul? You tell me yours before we put theirs up. Obviously, mine is a bit... Because sometimes I do what I think you would want, and I don't like to take a risk, but I feel after last game being so pathetic, I wanted a bit of change. You never know. Asnu could play at home, and he could be rapid taking players on. It'd be the best thing we've done.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's... shall I get our lineup builder up and I'll throw it on?
Yeah, give me your lineup, man. Everyone get your lineups in. If you haven't got your lineups in, do get your lineups in. We're going to go through them all and we'll put them on the screen and then we finish with score prediction. But I feel like lineup is the big thing today. A lot of you will want you say, get it in. We'll star your lineups now and we'll come back to them in a minute and look at your lineups. It is something that I do think, like, with the lineup, if you make the right changes, it could spark up something for us. Asnu, we probably will be sending him out on loan. I've heard rumours that we will. Merlin Roll hasn't been doing it yet. I think Armstrong, I was really tempted, and what I would like to do is play James Garner in the number 10 position behind the striker. But I haven't got the tools to do that, Paul. And that's the thing. I'd love to play James Garner in the 10 if we had Garner Gay. Then I think I could. Because that wouldn't be a bad combination, you know. I don't think David Moyes is going to keep Armstrong, which makes me sad because I like Armstrong. But I'd like Garner Gay, Armstrong, and James Garner in the 10.
No, well, let's have a little gander, shall we?
Let's remove that. Go on then. What you got?
So,
there was a lot of frustration on Tarky. I get it. He didn't play well either. Keane and Tarky played poor for me.
Well, some are obvious. Pickford might not play against Sunderland. FA Cup might end up being one of the reserve lads. So that's a possibility. I'd still go O'Brien. I'd still go Tarks. Like me, but I'm still going to go Keane. Not Roy Keane.
Roy Keane.
There we go. And I go Miko left. I'm not going to change that much very much.
Definitely need to be better than what there was last game, though, don't they?
Centre.
Do you
I'm
get your line
playing.
if you haven't hit that like already, please do so.
I'd like actually. I'd have a Robinham in. Or Rubenham.
Even after last game, yeah? You're giving him a second chance?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got to do the. Is that how we're doing it?
Putting Tim.
Oh,
Putting Tim a row and it'll come up, put Tim a row.
Yeah. I just think worth it well against Forest. I think actually I've seen a couple of times where he's pushing forward as well.
He was
great
awful
things.
last game, though.
That.
I know you even called him out for being awful last game.
There might well be a little bit more space for one or two of those runs going forward. So I'm perfectly fine with him being in. I agree with you. I agree with you in terms of maybe changing Dibbling, possibly. I think, and I'm a big advocate for Grealish being in the 10. So I would actually play McNeil on the left-hand side. I'll play Grealish 10.
This is part of the problem, Paul. You're still putting O'Brien right back after the last game. Liamson.
Yeah, I still would. And I mean, then, your right-hand side, if you take Dibbling out, if you are going to bring him on later, then I think it's a case of who would you bring in? So choice-wise, you've got, because there's so many people being out, you've only really got Roll. And beyond that, you've also got Harrison as well. And what I would do, I'd give him a go.
Right wing.
Now,
is that as bad as me playing?
I think he'll probably start. Most likely, he would start. Where are you? Come on. Yeah, but not so much. I'm not talking as a out and out right side. Okay, so I'm not sort of thinking of him as kind of a McNeil on the right hand side playing winger. Okay, I don't think we necessarily need that. I would like to see O'Brien get further forward because I think he can affect games from that position. And we generally do not get down the line anyway. So particularly on that right hand side, the only people that tend to do that are people who are playing sort of inside right or people who are playing in the 10. And if Jack's playing in the 10, just like he did for Barry's goal, he can exploit that kind of space. These three across the middle, they can alternate for me. I think Armstrong can find them inside left, inside right positions. I mean, I keep going back to bloody adverts all the time. I keep going back to Mansfield, and Armstrong comes in, and inside right, feeding the ball through, creating goal for Beto. I just think those three lads can find the spaces in those areas, and I don't think we rotate enough. But I do think that Armstrong, Glish, and McNeil are clever enough to find those spaces. And within that, to be honest, it's like with Barry and Beto, it's like that Spider-Man emoji. So I'm happy with either, to be fair. I could understand the shout for Beto. Roughing up people from the beginning. and I'd be. So that's me.
Liam goes, I don't agree with the lineup. Another crank decisions too. I am. Paul always says, put the comments up while I'm doing me thing. I'm getting the comments on.
I'll get rid.
On a right back, O'Brien in defence alongside Tarkowski. We are going to put your lineups in a minute. It's going to be interesting to see what you've got as well. It's not easy though, is it, Paul?
Oh no. And the thing is now, I mean, if you think about last season before, it was simple because we didn't have any options. What's she saying there? Lost his head. Oh,
2 days.
But, though, I don't think any of those players have played extremely badly over a decent period. Even McNeil coming in, I think he's found his sharpness a little bit. I thought everyone played pretty poorly against Brentford, but the midfield was the worst for me, particularly when we were going forward. We just didn't find it. That first 70 minutes was shocking. We didn't create enough either. First 3 minutes, okay, maybe, but beyond that, I just don't think we were creative.
The thing is, I think when you've done that lineup, Paul, I think when you've done that lineup, you knew where people would probably give you stick on certain things, because after last game, if you was to play the same defense and they play like that again, you think, why the heck have you played the same thing? There's talks on McNeil, like, why have you got him in? And you could understand why people would probably argue about that as well, Paul, because you just like people taking players on. So you can probably see why a few people. You knew when you Irabunum as well, I feel.
No, I get it.
On that. And Keenan Tarkowski completely didn't work. So when you have kind of gone, your lineups kind of give them another go.
Yeah.
Put Armstrong in to make a difference.
Pretty much, yeah. They've got to make up for that. They've got to make up for it. The only one I would maybe argue, the only one I'd sort of argue with possibly would be Roll in for Irabunum, perhaps, or Armstrong next to Garner, and then Roll up on that side where Armstrong is. But and I know what Rod's saying as well, but who do you put in those positions instead? So I understand yeah, exactly, Lila. So and obviously you're going to knock a few people because their performances were absolutely shocking against Brentford, but it's if you're not having them, who are you having? You know what I mean?
Do you feel under pressure? Do you feel? I'll put you in that studio by yourself doing the lineup. Do you feel under pressure?
No, that's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Give me some boxing gloves because people are going at you, Paul. I've never seen anyone go at you at the channel before. I've actually enjoyed this. It's like giving you the lineup to yourself.
No, dude, but I didn't get no stick for mine. At the same time, say what you would put in instead. That's the difference. That's the difference.
I tell you what they put in, Paul. They put in that. That's what they want in. You know, that's what the.
You didn't get.
I didn't actually get much stick. No, I didn't actually, and I don't know. I expected to get a lot more stick than you in my lineup, and I know why I didn't get stick. You know, because a lot. Like, you've trusted a lot of players that a lot of people are really frustrated with last game, and people are really angry when the anger's still there. So when you give those players a second chance, people are shouting out what they feel on those players, which I completely understand. You put McLeod in, people are fuming because he was crap last game. You put Irabunum in, people probably ain't happy because he's crap last game. You put O'Brien right back, and people are fuming, saying he's struggling right back, playing centre back. So, but me, I've kind of done, whether you like my lineup or not, I've tried to take those players away that have made everyone angry. So I know people don't want Jake O'Brien right back. So I've just put Patterson in to get Jake O'Brien where people want him. Emma wants Jake O'Brien to play centre back as well. Same with the centre midfield. I thought, you know what? I bet people want Irabunum gone, not playing this game because he was crap. So I've got rid of Irabunum. And the same with the McNeil situation. McNeil, I know people probably wouldn't want to see McNeil there. So I've eliminated McNeil, and the only option I've got is Asnu. Beto, I know people will probably come at me for that.
So if you're not going to have, if you're not going to have McNeil in, and I totally understand people maybe saying that, then who do you have in his position? I presume then those people would say Grealish would play on the left-hand side. then and then does that mean then you'd have Harrison in that 10? So who are you going to have centre mid next to Garner if you have Garner? Who are you going to have on the right hand side?
The
Because lots of
thing is,
people don't fancy Roll at the moment.
I've gone mad. I've gone mad here, and I've put Asnu on the left just because I was frustrated with Diblin. But maybe I would give Diblin another chance and actually play Grealish on the left and play James Garner in the number 10. And I think that's, if I was not too angry with, like I say, a few players, that's probably what I would do, Paul, is Jack Grealish would move over to the left and me just say, you know what, I want him to play in the 10, but until we can get in Jai, we can't. And actually just say James, because James Garner in the number 10, the way he's finishing at the minute, would be interesting. And you could rotate that. If James Garner was in that 10 and Grealish was on the left and Diblin was playing in this, you'd then have James Garner in the 10, Armstrong and Roll, which they could rotate. Like we've seen it with Garner Gay, he used to just push up sometimes and then sit back. You'd like to think that those three would have a pure rotation where anybody can be in the 10. That's another option on what I've done there. What have we got in the comments then anyway? We spent a lot of time on lineup here, probably the longest ever, but
that's all right. Well, because there's so many choices. I would say.
I did warn it, I did say, didn't I?
I'm just saying if there's any.
You got raised. Paul got it, didn't he? He's got.
I did, didn't I?
Paul's gone back to like kids after Christmas, absolutely jumping, running around like crazy, and then 2 days in, and then literally you just got to grow him on that lineup like that. But I do like it because you're honest, and I know he can take it. He's got a bit of rocket.
I'd say I've also got to say though that one of the most challenging of children at school did tell us that Everton are going to win the FA Cup this year. So.
There you go.
I gave him some points for that. So
yeah, I like that. I like it.
I do, and I always have. Dan will tell you, Liam. Dan will tell you. Dan will tell you. I was definitely on that anti-Keane bus. Christ Almighty, I put that up for a start off. So and I absolutely get it.
You've always done Michael Keane. You have Keano.
I have.
You haven't got me calling him Keano.
I know. But I hit the likes, not the pipes. Good on you. We do need a Kale and a Pina. I know.
Yeah,
absolutely. I will. Well, not quite an A plus then, but yeah, I did. I gave him some points. Anyway, this is what people are saying for their lineup. So this will be interesting. We've got James has gone for Pickford, Patterson right back, Tarks and O'Brien in the middle, Miko left back, Garner and Armstrong, along with Roll, Dibbling and Grealish. With
similar to
Barry,
what I changed mine to, yeah.
In whatever scenario those three, I presume Grealish on the left, Dibbling on the right, Roll on the middle, possibly. Nick says Patterson, Tarks, O'Brien, Garner. Garner left back, is that?
Is that going left back?
Okay, not sure. Armstrong and Arubenham in the middle. Dibbling, Roll and Grealish. So another fan for Dibbling, Roll and Grealish. LTL reckons Miko, O'Brien, Tarks, Patterson or Roll. There was talk about Merlin Roll being able to play right back, but Patterson or Roll. Grealish on the left. Yeah, he's not a 10, he says. Where are we? Hang on a second.
Yeah, Danny said he's not a 10.
Tim, so Rubenham and Armstrong in the middle with Dibbling and Garner middle and right by the looks of it, and Barry, I think, possibly. Danny says Patterson, Tarky, O'Brien, Miko, Garner, and Rubenham in the middle, Roll, Dibbling, Grealish, and Barry up front. I'll come back to Emma's.
People going Patterson. At the minute, I think Patterson's winning right back and Barry's winning up front.
Seems to be. Patterson, Tarkovsky, O'Brien, Mikolenko, Roland Garner in the middle with Grealish, Dibbling, and Harrison Armstrong with Barry up front. Pause has gone for Sir Pickford, Plushy Pats, Zart O'Brien and Taklataki, Salah, Silencer Miko, Garner of Tranmere, alongside Tim of Middle England, Rubenham, as the centre mids. Darren Dibbling on the right, our boy Armstrong in the 10, Man Crush, left wing, Grealish with beautiful Baz as our striker. I'll come back to
really
Wormies emojis in a moment. Chris reckons Pato, O'Brien, Tarks, and Miko, Garner, and Arubenham. So still lots of people putting Arubenham in, to be fair. Harrison in the 10, Grealish, I presume, on the left, Dibbling on the right, Barry up front. Frosty says Mikolenko, O'Brien, Tarks, Patterson again. Where are we? Army. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Armstrong. Yeah, sorry. Roll. Oh, so Armstrong and Roll as your 2. Garner, Grealish, McNeil. Better up front. Interesting.
Yeah.
And that, unless I can see any others popping in, is what we have got.
Thanks all for putting your line. Where's Emma's? Did Emma put one in with the emojis?
Oh, sorry, emojis. Emojis. Not going to forget the emojis, am I? My bad. Let's go Wormies first. Pickford with his little arms in goal. Right. Oh, Patterson will be in the ambulance, I'd imagine. Yeah. Tarkovsky and O'Brien in the middle. Mikolenko on the left.
James
Garner's Zebra. My little emoji screen doesn't pick up whatever is after the zebra.
That's like a ninja. Tim Irabunum, that is.
Irabunum. And then Grealish with his little socks. Spud is Armstrong, because that's what Preston had on the shirts. Dibbling on the right-hand side. Barry Island
good.
Up front.
I like the Spud. I like that.
And
I like that Spud for Armstrong. Yeah, that is. Do you know what? Wormy sometimes he don't do good, but that's good. I like the potato. Yeah, that's probably up there in my top 5 emojis. The Spud.
Well, Emma's obviously Peachy Pickford, Gardner at right back with O'Brien, our giraffe, and Big Ears Tarks in the middle. Mikolenko left back, Grealish with his legs on the left. Irabunum and Armstrong are your middle diddles
as well, yeah.
With Dibbling on the right hand side, Merlin rolling the 10 in behind Barry Island.
I really want Armstrong to stay because I feel he's got the best 2 emojis out there. Like Armstrong, that's a good one, Emma. I like that. And the Spud of his old football club. I like that. They're good Armstrong emojis.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But yeah, that seems to be where we are, really. Yeah. Like I was saying about Strand Larsen, it's all rumour, isn't it? I did see a rumour about us being slightly interested about Strand Larsen. He seems certainly to be the most liked Wolves player, or the better Wolves player, but I don't know whether that would mean that we would push for him.
45 to 55 million, I'd say, for him. Is it worth it? Do you know what? He is one of those players where he plays for a team that looks like they're going to get relegated. So automatically people will say he's crap because he's playing for Wolves. He's not scoring. They're doing crap. I have watched Wolves play and we know what it's like to give a striker absolutely nothing. So I wouldn't write him off, Larsen, because there might be a good player in him. Like, he's big, he's strong, and he looks like one of those players that puts a lot of effort in for me. I think he could be decent.
Yeah.
He could be decent, but it's a risk. It is a risk, but you never know. We could go to someone and absolutely smash it, Larsen. But it's not like he's cheap. I think a few people will go after him.
No.
He'll only go in for someone if it's a good deal.
I remember. Yeah, I remember. I think it was in the summer, and he was in the stands. And it seemed nailed on that he was going to move. He seemed he had the look of a player who was sort of, I think he was sat with his girlfriend in the stands or in one of the boxes, and he was on his phone a lot, and he just had the swagger of someone who was going, and then it never materialised. So, it'd be interesting to see what kind of performance he puts on tomorrow, because pretty much you'd imagine all of them are trying to putting themselves in the shop window, if anything. So
I don't think
there's been a lot of.
I don't think we're going to go in big for players. I just feel that we're going to be waiting to see if there's any players that teams don't want that we could snatch. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe.
say Man U
loanees,
wants to get rid of someone. Yeah, a couple of loanees. That's what I feel. I don't think that's why Moyes has said. He's not saying we won't get anyone, but I don't think there's money in the pot to go for anyone big until next season.
No, not it doesn't seem like it, does it? Eltel just saying difference in team selection between us all is brilliant. Yeah, because we've got a few choices, but we'll always. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you've got Dan's Asnu on left wing or you've got me playing Irabunam again, or O'Brien at right back and McNeil or whatever. It's always interesting to see what people think, because there's never one perfect lineup. There never will be in everyone's eyes.
And there's a lot of unknown that could work. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes David Moyes will play the team that was crap last week and they'd all prove themselves and play well. And we'd all moan about it at the start. They'd get the result and we'd all moan and we'd say, all right, fair enough, you got the result. That kind of similar to what Paul's done. He gave him another chance. Moyes can't do that. He can say, you've done well for me 2 weeks before, so I'll give you another chance because I believe in you. So that can happen. But also you could do that and you could get battered again. So that's the risk. Changes sometimes need to be made because you are in trouble. So I get it. I do get it. There's so many options, Paul. There is really, like someone mentions, as you mentioned, Paul, Merlin Roll right back. And if you played Merlin Roll right back, it gives you other options as well. Yeah, it's another one. It's good. We've had a go. We've all put our heads together to try and do what we can.
And well, I'll show you what Flashcore said in a second as well. Tazul, I've just spotted yours, but actually Tazul seems to be like an average of what everyone seems to have gone for, with ever so slight changes. But these seems to be the average ones, where Pickford's in goal, Patterson's right back, Tarky and O'Brien in the middle. Lots of love for O'Brien as a centre back, not as a right back. Miko at left back, James Garner and Irabunam as your two in the middle. That seemed to be mostly the case. People still giving Diblin a shout though, and want him to start, with Grealish and Armstrong in there as well. And the Beto Barry thing, it kind of a toss up, but I think Barry probably edged it in people's lineups. So there was that. This is what, for good or bad, this is what Flashcore had thrown up. And we're just, not saying we agree with it or anything, but it's certainly the interesting to see. So this is what they've got. And obviously that's Wolves lineup as well. So you see how we line up against it, and you sort of see what Diblin and O'Brien would be up against on that side, and Mikolenko and Grealish would be up against on that side. And they do seem to play certainly 3 centre-back type players anyway, whether it be a 5-3-2 or a 3-5-2, whatever it be. They do play slightly differently than some of the other teams that we've played against. So, it'd be interesting to see, do our wide lads get a lot of joy, or will our best attacking options come from that middle? It'd be a bit of a toss-up, to be fair. But they've gone Roller in the 10, and behind Barry, Diblin on the right, Grealish on the left, James Garner and Rubenham as the middle diddles. They've thrown O'Brien back out on the right with Keane and Tarkowski, and pretty much the same as the game against Brentford.
For me, when you come up against this formation that they've got with the wing backs, there's 2 things. You've got to either make sure your wingers keep them back, tie them back. And I think Grealish is really good at that, by the way. Grealish makes the opposition think twice about bombing it forward. We've seen Grealish do this well against Crystal Palace when we beat them. So you've got to make sure that you get their wing backs back, because if their wing backs are effective and they're working, we're in trouble, because this formation can be dangerous in that way. But I also think another way is to probably get your centre midfielders breaking the lines, Paul, as well, because that'll make them think twice about bombing forward in numbers as well. But you look at the defence, if you can stop all, because they've got a lot of energy. You look at the players they've got there, they've got a lot of energy bombing forward, and they will come at us. But they look very Doherty, no offense to him, and the other two defenders they've got. I feel we could get at them, Paul, but you've got to make sure you do get them. That's the thing.
Yeah, they're there to be got at, definitely. I mean, if you pick out Wolves' strengths, I suppose crosses potentially they have their moments hitting people on the break. They do have a couple of fast lads. What we don't want to do is what we did against Brentford and balls it up in the middle of the pitch, which is what we did. I know Tarkowski, his pass was a bit short, but we were booing him against, in that first goal against Brentford. Didn't come towards it. He was waiting for the ball. So there's a midfield problem there. Was it the second or third? Can't remember. Where we gave it away in midfield again. It's in the middle of the pitch and everyone's running back then. The corner can be a set-up problem as well. Obviously, the fourth one is just nonsense. Again, where we've just been attacking, trying to get back into it, and then balls it up, and they've got the fourth. So, they'll have weaknesses, but we've got to make sure that we're not giving the ball away in stupid positions. I think as long as we play the way we know we can play, then we should be able to win the game. You'd hope so, anyway.
In the comments, someone says we'll have Marnie, whatever his name is. I think it's Marnie. We'll have him, the young lad that they've got that scored for him. We'll have him when they get relegated. I always do that. I always want teams to get relegated where I like the players, just so the players become available. So whatever players I like, I want that team to get relegated.
Yeah.
I wanted to be fair. I would have took Brentford relegated because I do like their right back that's got the long throw, but we're not getting him now either. But I think Brentford are on the way up now. Right. It is that time, people.
Yeah.
It is that time. Your favourite time. What time is it, Paul?
It's Guess the Score time.
Yes, it is that time, people. It's that time that you all love. Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? Score prediction time, people. Well, I was going to play the music, but then I just seen drum roll and I thought, guess the score, that could be good.
It's drum roll. It's more like a bongo kind of thing, wasn't it?
Well, it is that time, people. It's where we all get to. It is that time where we all get to guess the score, people. No, right. Anyway, we want your score and we want your goal scorers. We want your score and your goal scorers, and we'll read it out. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I'm interested on this score prediction because it's going to let us know how you all feel. Have you completely lost your confidence, or have you still, from somewhere, managed to find a little bit of confidence? Let's see. I'm going to let Paul do his score prediction first. Then I'm going to do mine. I'm interested on what Paul's is going to be. I mean, Paul's he's trusted a lot of players that played crap, so maybe he's feeling positive.
Maybe not as positive as it was against Brentford.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Maybe not. Well, I mean, I said 2-0 against Brentford, but I actually do think 2-0 this time.
I think we can keep a clean sheet with your defence.
I do. And this is a good performance or not, I don't know, but I think there'll be a bit more fight in them. I don't think we'll roll over in the first 70 minutes like we did against Brentford. Moyes won't let that happen. He'll be having a kick-off if anyone is even remotely like that in the first half. If that's the case, they won't see the second half. That's for certain. But I think first goal is always massive, and I think we're strong enough to get it, whether it be a set piece or not. So I'm going for 2-0. Goals-wise, I actually, whether it's because they're going to start or come on. I actually think the two young lads are going to get the goals. So I actually think Armstrong's going to score, and I think Diblin's going to score. And that's me. 2-0.
Diblin. 2-0. Clean sheet. Right, so on mine, if we had Paul's lineup, I think we'd lose about 6-0. But we got my lineup with Asnu playing left wing. No. I actually, do you know what? I think Wolves is a hard game. I think I look at a lot of their players, and I've watched Wolves quite a lot, and they're not as bad as the results they get sometimes. They do end up getting battered just because the defense is crap. But this is why I just said to you earlier on, your best form of defense is attack with ease. Honestly, you've got if you sit deep with ease, I feel they'll gain confidence, especially at our ground, because people are liking playing at our ground at the minute. They think it's a holiday, so we've got to put it on them in the first 10 seconds. Literally, we've got to put it on that defense in the first 10 seconds. What we've got to do is we've got to bypass whatever they're bringing at us, get onto that defense, make the defense crumble, score a goal early, and then just watch the defense crumble and crumble and crumble. I'm going to go 3-1 because I do think we'll concede. I do. I can't believe I said we wouldn't last game. I think 3-1. And don't tell me why I think it's 3-1 because the way we played last game, but we're going to play better. 3-1. Their goal scorer will be that Huang, whatever his name is. He's scored up against us a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You like that one, don't you? He'll score. For us, I'm going to go for, I think the first goal for us to be Armstrong, because I think that would get the stadium rocking, if Armstrong scored. I think that would be really good. I don't think Moyes will start Armstrong, which makes me gutted. This is why I'd rather Armstrong play than Irabunum, because if Armstrong gets on the edge of the box, Irabunum can't shoot that well at all. Armstrong to score. I'm going to go for Beto because I've got him starting and I'm backing him if he's starting. If Barry starts, I'm backing Beto onto strikers to keep scoring. They both scored. The last game, Barry's got 2 in 2. And do you know what? Jake O'Brien, because I feel sorry for him, keep playing right back when he's not supposed to. Hopefully play centre back and scores. Tehu would be a cracking goal. Patterson, that would get him in the team, wouldn't it? But yeah, there you go. Jake O'Brien, the striker, and Armstrong. And then there's Wang. 3-1. That's my prediction. Hard to be that confident, though, Paul, after that
Sounds
last
good.
game.
No, well, it sounds good. And Steve, is that your optimistic Dan back? I think it might be. That's pretty good.
I think that was, to be fair. I picked myself back up, haven't
I? Lala's got a good shout there. If it's blowing a gale tomorrow, Pickford to score. Tim Howard-esque.
Yeah. keeps it overwritten his goal kicks, Lala. He might score from overwritten one. They won't moan them, will they?
Very possibly. Very possibly. Just before we do show all of yours, go on, Dan. You're better at begging than I am.
Yeah, if you can, please do hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going to lie. Every time we come off, we do look how many people listen to the show because we put our time into it, and we do try and get a good little listen on it. So if you can hit that like, and last time after you all commented after the show, if you can chuck a couple of comments after the show as well to say to give us a bit of positive feedback, we'll enjoy it. Anything you want doing as well, keep informing us what you want. We'll keep pushing to do what you want. Channel's going the right direction, but we need it to get even better. So get behind us, please, because we're nowhere near where we feel we could be. So keep pushing us, and let's get our subscribers and likes up. I don't like to beg, but everyone else pushes the channel to social boy.
I appreciate it. And actually, I'd tell you what's good tomorrow, and they've been talking about it in the comments all evening, is that Pause is there tomorrow. And he's meeting up with Danny. I'm meeting up with Em. So we'll have a Toffee Bluecast contingent in one of the stands, presumably the south, unless you've decided to sit elsewhere. But yeah, that's nice. That is good.
We'll get back on the monetize soon.
Right.
The monetize. the monetized doesn't the monitor. We're going to apply to be monetized again because. But even if we get monetized, we pay 50 quid a month. When we're monetized, we normally get about £20 a month. So we will apply to get monetized again at some point very soon. And I'm being honest, that's what some people think. You make money on the channel. You have to get a lot of views to make money, and we're nowhere near at that yet. So get behind us. Right. Go on, Paul. I didn't want to ignore Lulu because there's
right, here we go. So there's lots. This is what Liam said originally. Hate to be negative, but he's going for a 1-1 draw. He may have changed his mind because that was right at the start of the show. So we'll have to see whether I come across another prediction off Liam, and then maybe we've encouraged him. But he says 1-1 there for a start. James says 2-1 with Barry and Grealish, the goal scorers. Steve, we made him positive. We got positive Dan back. We got positive Steve as well. 4-0, bam. Grealish, McNeil, Beto, and Tarkovsky. 4 different goal scorers. Eugene's in, so he's not a million miles away from that because he always says 4-1. Of course he does. Barry hat-trick and Jack Grealish for the other one this time. They've changed. There was a Jack Grealish hat-trick in the last prediction. Barry and O'Brien for Danny in a 2-1 win. We would like that.
Yes, Danny.
Eltel also 2-1 win. Barry on the 25th. Grealish on the 47th. And another assist for Grealish as well.
Good shout.
Tazul says, going to be a tough one, but he still has us down for the 2-1 win.
Barry
and Jimmy Garner as 2-1. Lila, thanks for being on, Lila. She's cautious, though. 1-1 or 2-2. Tarky will get our goal, and if it's 2-2, Beto will get the other one. Definitely.
We'd like to be honest on your
2-1. That's a 2-1. Yeah. We're hedging our bets a little bit. We're giving them a goal, most of us, but saying that we might still win it. Barry and Dibbling, the goal scorers. Pete reckons that there's going to be 1 goal in it either way. And did he say something else as well? No. So either way, not going to say too much, not sticking his neck out too much. Nick says 2-0. He's gone for what I said as well. Barry on the 30th, Dibbling on the 71st, Moy's side. If it's Nick's side, we're going to win 2-0. If it's Moyes' side, we're going to lose 2-0. And Hwang and Mane are going to be the goal scorers for them. That would not be good.
Well, we might have to play. We'll have to play his side then, won't we?
Exactly. Yeah. Emma reckons that Armstrong is going to score, and then and then who's after that?
Garner and Barry Island. Armstrong, Garner, and Barry Island, and me and Emma have got the same prediction. That don't happen very often. So is it a sign? And we've both got Armstrong as well.
There you go.
We've both got Armstrong as well. So you never know.
She's very shrewd.
Barry
Island. Knows her stuff. She knows her stuff. So Barry Island in there. Where are we? Oh, Liam's more positive. If Everton played good, 2-1 win. See, we're turning him around. I like it. Bry reckons 2-0 for us. Grealish and Beto with an Armstrong assist. Why not? Eltel says the last result that he got was Grealish with 2 assists. Pause. Always positive. And he has been throughout the show tonight as well.
He's going to this game. Is he going to this game, Pawsey?
He is. He is. Well, it's going to be Pause, and it's going to be Danny, and it's going to be Emma, and anyone else who's watching now. Go back in the comments. They had all their criteria, where they're going to meet, the whole schedule planned out. And I think at one point Danny said he's just going to stand there for about 20 minutes and shout "Pause" really loud. Because at
the end of the season, so they don't
know exactly what to look out for.
We'll try and we'll get a Toffee Bluecast meeting at some point. But I'm happy to see a lot of you going tomorrow. We'll get a Toffee Bluecast meeting where we'll all try and get that same game in. What's he got then? Barry
6-2. Barry twice, Grealish once, O'Brien once, Armstrong once, and of course a Pickford penalty. Anyone for Wolves. Could be anybody.
If it's 6-2, I love that. Imagine if he goes and that happens. That'd be fantasy.
There you go. Blue wall, 6 o'clock outside the shop, everybody. So, and Emma will have a pink hat on again. Well, you know what? Does she wear the top or not? Because
Emma wear it because I didn't like that Emma thought that she was unlucky in her top last game, and I can promise you it wasn't you, it was the players. So Emma, I do think we're going to beat Wolves, right? And I don't think it's going to be easy because we make everything hard like these games. But I want you to get rid of that curse that you're feeling, Emma. So please do wear the top. Toffee Blue Cast will sort you out in that top, I'm telling you. We're going to beat Wolves.
And you know what? I'd love. I mean, Lulu would like this as well. I'm sure other people would. But if you do get to take a picture together and send it to us, then that would be absolutely brilliant. That would be so good.
Toffee Blue Cast together on the video. That would be pretty cool.
Hey, get a
Toffee Blue Cast.
Toffee Blue Cast sign.
3, 2, 1. Toffee Blue Cast.
Paul says, "Here's a laugh. I'm watching the show on the big TV in the room while Mrs. Paws and the big baby Paws are all playing VR headset, getting in the way of the telly. I haven't got one of them VR headsets. Have you got one? They're meant to be good, aren't they?"
Well, my kids have got PlayStations. I was playing. I was in Eliana's room. Arlie was in Eliana's. We was all in the same room, and it was just hectic. So I think I've had those. What you're having, Palsy, right now. And there's a lot going on, but you can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Super. No, that's all she wrote.
Yeah. That is the end. All your predictions have been put on. I know some probably think, oh, you know what, this showed an hour and 27 minutes. Well, I tell you why it's an hour and 27 minutes, because we try and put every comment on the screen. We don't just bypass you. Because I've watched these channels before and I've put comments there when they haven't got read, and I thought, you know, I can't be arsed. But if you're not speaking to me, you're better than me. Why are you acting like my comment means nothing? So me and Paul, we are a fans channel, and we do try and read out as many comments as we can. Sometimes it makes the show long. We could just go and speak between ourselves the whole show and not put your comments on the screen. It'd be like half an hour, 40 minutes. But it's not what we want to do. We made this channel to connect Everton fans, and it's exactly what it does. So we're going to stick to that with however long the shows take. It's been an hour and a half, but it's been a good hour and a half for us, and I've really enjoyed it. And I am ready to pick myself. But I was just going to say, it just makes your week so much better when we win. And I just hope we do tomorrow. I feel that it's down to the players to make it up to us personally. And I feel like it's down to Moyes to make it up to us. Because I feel the last game, the way Moyes spoke about it, he knew it was pathetic. And I'm pretty sure Moyes would have said, you need to make it up, the players, because that was not good enough as well. So I'm hoping they come out for us this next game. And I like that a lot of you of our regular Toffee Blue casters are going, and I hope we can win it for you and for us as well, because even if we're not there, bloody hell do we care. And you know I do. You heard how much I hated that last game. Up the top is everyone. Have a boss one. It's been a boss show as always. Like it, subscribe, get behind us, because we want to do big things on this channel. And we need a good following to do the big things that we want to do. Paul, last words.
Hey, enjoy the game tomorrow night, everyone. 7:30 kickoff, remember? So, you know, not an 8 o'clock one. Don't be there half an hour late. 7:30 kickoff, and then we'll be around for a match reaction tomorrow night. Fingers crossed, eh?
I just want to point out, I am Rocky. I am the eye of the tiger. I wasn't screaming. I was just shouting like a hardcore nutter, right? That was not a scream whatsoever. That was me manly shouting, proper hardcore. I am hard, and I'm ready for tomorrow. Up the top is everyone. Have a boss one. Let's get that music on. I didn't realise I screamed that much in that, Paul. I played it thinking I looked good then.
Yeah.
So.